Hi guys, I'm Ishan Panda,
And I'm Anshuman Prakash.
second year students at IPM I'm Indore. And as we already know, IPM as a course is very diverse and provides the students with multiple opportunities to grow as future leaders of tomorrow.
And one such useful opportunity is IPM का student exchange program. And just like everything else in this course, the exchange program is also run by a student entity known as the IPM StepCom.
एंड आज हमारे साथ आने वाले हैं दो सीनियर कोर मेंबर्स ऑफ दिस सेम एंटिटी जो आपके सारे डाउट्स क्लियर कर देंगे अबाउट दिस फैंटास्टिक एक्सपीरियंस यू माइट बी एबल टू गो टू व्हेन यू एंटर आईपीएम एम इंदौर. सो वेलकम टू दिस सुपरग्रेड्स यूट्यूब चैनल.
And
हाय गाइस, आज हमारे साथ है आमोद कुलकर्णी और सृष्टि वाघ, द सीनियर को मेंबर्स ऑफ आईपीएम स्टेपकॉम. तो क्या हमारे व्यूअर्स के लिए आप बता सकते हैं कि व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज आईपीएम स्टेपकॉम?
So essentially, IPM StepCom is the committee that facilitates STEP, which is the student exchange program conducted in the third year of IPM.
So student exchange program, when does that usually happen? Because IPM has 9 terms in it. When does that usually happen, and how long does the student exchange actually last?
So the student exchange program usually happens in the third year, in the term 8 of the program. So around November, September, December, that time.
So ये program सुन के तो बहुत exclusive लग रहा है. So not everybody gets a chance to go there. So what is your criteria for selecting the students?
So we basically have two criterias. One is the academic or record section, and the other one is discipline. Based on these two, we form a rank list, and on priority basis of that rank list, students are selected.
So usually on a year-to-year basis, how many students go and take part in the student exchange program?
So every year we have around 25 seats for the students to go, which is a very good number considering that there are 150 students in the batch. So 25 students out of 150 can go on the student exchange. The numbers in the recent years have been slightly low. Then that is due to the pandemic and due to international travel restrictions. So yeah.
So can you give us some idea कि students कौन-कौन से countries में travel करते हैं?
So from our home institution, students go to a lot of countries such as Latvia, Finland, UK, France. So yeah, these are the more popular countries.
और
among students.
अगले साल और आने वाले सालों में भी we're planning to expand more. So next year hopefully Germany में भी exchange start हो जाएगा.
That is great. But like you go to all these foreign countries, I'm sure there must be some sort of language requirement, or you don't have to know any language to go to these countries?
You have to know English essentially, and for that there we get all the students sign the language certificate, so that is there.
So basically when you go for international trial or education, you need one of the two certificates, IELTS or TOEFL. But in our case, especially with IPM, the course curriculum is such that by the time that you reach the exchange stage, you're already done with courses which are at a much higher level of English. Therefore, you don't need those other tests to guarantee your proficiency. So your coursework itself satisfies your language requirement.
And of course, as any other student exchange program of any college, this requires some fees paid to that is paid by the students, and that because you're traveling to international countries, that is often very high for some students. Is there any sort of scholarships which they can avail either internally or externally to go to these STEP programs?
Yes, so the majority part of the fees that is concerned is the tuition fees, and that is covered by IIM Indore. Remaining fees, that is travel expenses, food expenses, and all of that. For all of those, there are multiple external scholarships available for students at IIM Indore, and we in StepCom help them to apply and get all of those scholarships.
So as this is a exchange program, तो हमारे यहाँ से बच्चे जाते हैं foreign countries में पढ़ने के लिए. So क्या बाहर से भी आते हैं और मतलब ऐसे जब से स्टेप शुरू हुआ है तब से कैन यू गिव अस एन अकाउंट कि मतलब किस तरह से चीज़ें रन करी हैं उस टाइम से?
हाँ, जो आपने सही बोला कि जैसे हमारे यहाँ से जाते हैं बच्चे, तो वहाँ से भी बच्चे आते हैं. इस साल भी आए हैं और हर साल से आते जा रहे हैं. इंसेप्शन से ही इनफैक्ट जो है यूरोप से यूजुअली बच्चे हमारे कैंपस पे आते हैं, हमारे साथ बैठते हैं, हमारी क्लासेस में ही बैठते हैं. इस साल जो है मेजरली फ्रांस से लोग आए हुए हैं, स्टूडेंट्स हैं, और काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग बंच ऑफ ग्रुप है, बहुत ही फन लोग हैं.
They're
तो
very
काफ़ी
enthusiastic about IPM in general.
एंड इंडियन कल्चर, हमारा कैंपस उनको देख के अच्छा लगा. तो इस साल का कोहोर्ट भी काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग है.
आई सॉ लाइक रिसेंटली जो भी नवरात्रि सेलिब्रेशन था और उससे पहले
Right,
जो भी
right.
ओनम सेलिब्रेशन था उसमें भी वो लोग काफ़ी अच्छे से पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे थे.
हाँ, हमारे फेस्टिवल्स में जनरली उनको काफ़ी इंटरेस्ट रहता है, वो काफ़ी पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं, लोगों से बात करते हैं, और अपने क्लासमेट्स के साथ स्पेशली, जैसे अभी उनको 1 महीना हो गया आके, तो काफ़ी अच्छी बॉन्डिंग हो गई है उन लोग की.
And I'm sure जैसे वो हमारे साथ आ रहे हैं, when we go to their countries, you also get to experience their cultures and their language and their food. So can you tell me how long this whole thing usually lasts? The whole thing of going there and staying.
Again, as Amod said, it's for 3 months. So it's 3 months for both the incoming and outgoing students. The students that go out, one of the major factor that they take into consideration while going out is they get to interact with people from various cultures, and especially in European and institutes from UK, as for example, a lot of different cultures come in, not just people from UK and India, but a lot of countries are present there, so getting to interact over there, and again culture, food, and all of those things.
Yeah. One other advantage that I feel is that since many of our students go to Europe, the European visa system, the Schengen visa, it's really advantageous to our people, because even if they land up in one university in a specific country, they can travel all around Europe and witness all other cultures as well.
And of course, like, this sounds very fun and an opportunity which everyone would want to take. But again, one concern which students can have ki this whole exchange is gonna last while their entire academic term is going on. So will this affect their academics, and how will their grades, is there any way this will get affected?
So the academic curriculum for that particular term is followed for that particular institute that they are in. So say for example, if they are in University of Liverpool, they will be following the curriculum that is followed by their students.
So as we know that you guys are the coordinators for the STEP committee, so what are your day-to-day responsibilities as you work, and also can you tell our viewers, are there some pros and cons about this work?
We are the senior core members of the Student Exchange Program Committee, and yes, there are a lot of things. So, for example,
Basically we're facilitators, right? So we facilitate the exchange program. So everything starting from the selection process of the students, going up to the applications, and then the students actually going there, their academic requirements from those universities, everything is in our purview, and we work on all of that. So a day in my life would probably look like scheduling meets, getting documents for different applications, applying, talking to different people to make sure that those applications go through. So I think that is what we do.
So how does the communication to the universities happen? Like, what is it like?
So basically, the side from our institute is the International Relations Office. So the International Relations Office, or IRO as we call it, interacts with those universities. We assist the IRO in those interactions.
And that is great. And honestly, students may also be interested on how they can be in the same position as you guys. Can you give them a brief idea on how exactly one gets elected to be in the senior core of STEP?
So, just like any other position in IPM, there is a whole selection process that goes on for this particular position as well. And we are always more than happy to take a new influx of enthusiastic students who are willing to take part into our committee.
And what would you say, as you've been in your term and have spent a decent amount of time in the STEP committee, what would you say are the biggest advantages of being in this community, and is there any disadvantages?
Well, disadvantage one is that we do not get to experience this whole lively process that we are so proud of. So that is there.
So we don't get to, if we become coordinators in the next year, we will not be allowed to go for the exchange program. So I think that is the biggest disadvantage. I think the biggest advantage personally is that imagine sitting with a French guy and talking to him for hours together on Indian politics, on French politics, and all of that. So I think getting to interact with all of these people, witnessing their culture, and witness them enjoying our culture is something that is very unique to our committee. and that is something very, very advantageous to us.
Yeah, so
was-
being a part of this, we are their first point of contact. So again, it's easier for us to dig deeper into their culture than the rest of the people.
Well, it was one great pleasure to have both of you guys here. I'm sure all of our viewers enjoyed your company and got to know so much about IPM life and the StepCom and how it works. We'll be sure to have you guys again if there's any questions. Bye.
Pleasure to be here.